Hey, this is Brenda Divine from Discover Your Purpose. Hey, I'm going to talk to you real quick about a topic, and it's about money. And I know you're like, oh, where's... Okay, so I have a teenage son, and I have been teaching him about money, finance, personal finance. So in the African American community, typically the topic of finance, personal finance, wealth doesn't typically come up. That's not something we always talk at the table. In my house, we talk about finances. My mother used to talk about finances, but typically on average, African Americans are not really engaged in the understanding of finance, personal wealth, and that's partly evident by research that shows that African Americans have $1 for every $13 a white person has, and I believe it is $11 for Hispanic. So when I'm walking around with $1, a white person may have $13 in their pocket, and a Hispanic person might have $11 in their pocket, and they can do more with their money than we have. So we have to prioritize. We have to be strategic with our money. One of the things I want to bring up real quick is this new, I won't even say it's new, it's been in place, but really haven't been paying attention to it. It is this model of lease for access. So I'm in commercial real estate, and so fill it in the blank, it has space as a service. You can put in that blank phones as a service, cars as a service, housing as a service. The trend is to rent access to experiences, rent access to assets, as opposed to individuals owning assets. Because when you own an asset, you can make decisions, you have options, you have leverage. When you're leasing, all you have is another bill that comes in that says, hey, guess what, we decided to increase this 20%. You want access? Pay it. When you own something, you have more options. For an example, we lease our telephones, we lease our apartments, houses, cars. We're going to get into now the self-driving cars. That is just a model. That is just another leasing model for you to pay for an experience. I am in commercial real estate, and I think it's very important that we own our own homes. Homes will establish equity and personal wealth. Timing wise, you have to know the timing of real estate, when to buy, when to sell. Stocks, investments. One of the simplest, for me, in my opinion, one of the simplest acquisitions is a piece of land. If you have a house and the lot next door is for sale, buy that lot. It's a nominal amount. Buy that lot. All it does is add equity to your personal wealth. So just dropping that little bit of knowledge to you today about finances, because we are really at a loss if we don't have an idea about how money is a tool, how wealth is established, just the simple basics that we need to get a grip on in order to establish our own platform for our own wealth. And that wealth you can use for yourself, and you can save it and pass it on to your kids, or guess what, you can leave it for whoever, or let it go to probate, however you want to do it. But you are in a much better position when you own, because when you own, you have the options to leverage for equity, for increasing your wealth. When you are simply a consumer, you are consuming assets that someone else owns, and you're paying to use those assets, that you are basically giving your wealth to someone else to increase their wealth. So something for you to think about today in this quick talk about personal finance, personal wealth. So this is Brenda Divine from Discover Your Purpose. I will talk to you later. And yes, I am sitting in my Jeep studio that I purchased for a very nominal amount. And I don't pay a note. I don't lease it. And the insurance is low. And it gets me to where I gotta go. So this is Brenda Divine. Discover Your Purpose. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Bye-bye.